1 in this best of 3. The opener for week 3 of MPL Philippines Season 12. Minana Evos going up against Echo. Can I just say, it's refreshing to see Lord JM on a hero like Benedetta.
Yes,
I love it.
You know, Lord JM is a highly mechanical player. Giving him the Benedetta allows him to play even better, considering that he could abuse the fact that he has faster fingers, better minds, or whatever. But, you know, that can't win a competitive game. They need teamwork and a proper strategy.
Yeah, as mechanical as he is, that is just additional increased damage output. Even the cooldown of a Benedetta right now scales even faster. So they want to amp up the early game. And just by looking at the item build, we're seeing 3 quantum charges from Minana Evos as we talk about how they want their team versus early team to be successful. They want to be more mobile and to go into focus on the XP lane. This is the focus as well as how will the EXP work from Echo versus Minana. Look at that, pokes from up top as well are happening as of the first minute and 25 seconds.
Hey man, say what you will about the utility jungle meta being boring, but this whole support meta thing, I like it because it forces you to kind of leverage those kits early, right?
True.
That gold lane matchup, oh no, wait, look at this. Huge presence, 4 people up top from Minana Evos. Will it break out?
And JP just says no. Like, sends out the snare, lands on 2, and it just negates the entire gank coming in from Minana Evos. It's man, unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but again, if you're looking at this as like a high IQ matchup, was that not the best case scenario? Was that not the kind of fight you wanted to see anyways? Especially since we're just about to approach a turtle fight. Sanji throws out an Astral Echo, spots out 2.
And now they're trying to secure this turtle. Half HP already, and Echo's trying to hold it by themselves. Down bottom lane, though, it's a 2v1, and Sanford might just pay the price. That's first blood going to the hands of Minana Evos as the Benedetta goes in with a heart guard as well. Carl Teasy, he should be the next guy to fall, and that's going to be another kill going to the hands of the Evos squad. 3 kills plus the turtle. That's a win for Minana.
Man, it already spelled disaster for him because they started the fight with a man down.
Yeah, Sanford was the first one to go and Carl Teasy as well. And the fight just keeps on happening and they want to steal this purple right away.
Purple. They're trying to steal it and looks like they won't be able to. It's still Echo securing it, but that's what we were talking about earlier. When we were talking about the healers, we talked about fighters. And look at the Benedetta with the heart guard, dude.
So good.
Just insane damage.
Yeah, and the Brave Smite too. As if you needed more healing. And Francis, nice Matilda sound effects, but that's exactly how she changed. They added that new mechanic to her ult. You can cancel it now.
Yeah.
You can land elsewhere.
Just imagine that, right? Having a great amount of distance, even to take down one for extended team fights. A great way to use the toolkit of even Brusco having the Matilda. So with that kind of action that Minana has been setting up, this is completely sustained. With Lancy AR having the first blood of the game, right now, Lord JM, even members of Minana can just go around freely and rotate faster up against Ekon, and they might be pressured to even answer to one lane, especially now, the gold lane.
No! Okay, he didn't pull the trigger. But that could have at least damaged Minana a bit. But the healers were there. I do think that not pulling the trigger was a good decision from Benny Cutie.
Yep, and again, this is a Brody we're seeing in the gold lane in the hands of Doming AR, which is, I'd say, slightly chunkier than a 1-1. 1-1 wants to fly ASAP. The Brody will not be afraid to trade blows.
Yeah. It's one of the, I would call one of the best laners in terms of gold lane just because of the sheer range and early game damage that he has. So pretty safe here in the gold lane.
Yeah, actually, this is a challenge for the 1-1. Despite that she's being balanced, also with the aid of this Novari alone can speed up his hits. Not to mention his cooldown and skill to guts just got longer, so they need to work around with the mobility. And who gets it? Oh yeah, still safe. Carl Teasy still secured his purple.
Yep. Now he's picking a fight. Oh, but a little bit short on range. There's a puppet on the strings. This is interesting. I don't think anyone clearly wins the range battle, but across the map, I'd say there's a small advantage for Minana Evos, given the whole Angela situation.
I just want to say that this entire emblem setup on the Benedetta, by the way, Minana secures the turtle. That's a second turtle. This Benedetta setup is really good.
Wait.
It turns into sustained, but Benny Cutie, he might pay the price. The damage coming in from Brusco AR is just a little bit too much.
I wonder, did they try and just rely on JP there? Was the heal short?
Okay, just to break down more about this 1-1 pick by Benny Cutie, you need to move faster in order to make your hits actually much much more effective. Your damage output relies on how you even move around those kinds of team fights. And this is a challenge. With just the Corona side being built now by the 1-1, it's a challenge on how will the Revara aid him for the hits that actually he can use with her ultimate. So with Benecute just being alone on even the top lane, it's a challenge to maintain that movement by being on standing still. That's one thing that he could just actually not do most of the time, because the longer the cooldown and even the passive doing his work, actually it actually pacifies more of the damage of the 1-1 can do.
I understand what you're trying to say, Francis, and we're going to look at the gold gains. It's weird. It's odd that the 1-1 is actually behind Lancy. It seems like this Angela in 2023 is rocking Avarice. If you know, you know.
You know what it is. You know, it's like going back a few years, but it's funny. Now that we're looking at the double support meta, it goes to show how important gold lane and XP lane is, because that's where you get your carries now. That's where you get the damage. That's where you get the people who try to end the game.
Yep. And here, Echo, like a trapped animal, just cornered right behind their tier 1 turret up top. Down bottom, though, 1v1. It's Lord JM versus Sanford, and it's never a fair fight when there's an Angela on the other side, right? It's never a 1v1.
Yeah, it's never a 1v1, and I would say that it's also not fair if you're going against a Grok in the bush, you know, or near wall. But Carl TZ, half HP, Boyd AR, trying to lock him down, and no, they're not going to continue that fight.
Okay.
Once more, as we approach the 7-minute mark, Carl TZ is struggling to get his own buffs here. This is the last turtle of the game. 4-0, Minana Evos looking at a roughly 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah. Speaking of how they want to go bounce back from this, they need to make their targets right. With Lord JM having a good playmaking hero, a playmaker hero for Minana Evos, it actually mean business. Oh, Boyd AR.
Yeah, and now they're going to try to go for a fight here. JM looking for an angle, but looks like they're not going to continue this fight unless Boyd AR finds a prime target. And no, they won't.
All right. Fresh off of that last turtle take, Minana Evos taking all 3 here in this game. Benecute finds a little bit of silver lining down bottom, pushes that tier 1 in the XP lane. Lord JM, though, what do you do as a Benedetta? How do you pick a fight against a 1-1?
You don't, dude.
You just don't.
You have the Petrify, but the moment that the Needles is used to, let's say, purify him out of any stun, you just kind of want to land your ultimate in a really good way. Because the thing with Benedetta's ultimate is the moment you land it on multiple targets, you can dash unlimitedly.
Yeah, looking at the items here, is Echo ready to fight, Francis? You think this is a good time?
Oh, right now they need actually more time to build up the gold. Even just by looking at the earned gold by Minana Evos, it's Doming they are even buoyant being on the top of this first second list. I think you want to push this fight up top though.
Lord JM easily going to escape that one. It's a Benedetta. You kind of don't want to waste your time.
Oh, wow. He's very slippery. He's elusive. And now down bottom, so much time bought for Doming AR, pushes in. Wow. It's very rare in Season 12 that you see Echo bullied like this.
Yeah.
They're pushed to a corner. And to answer more of the pressure that Minana Evos is doing, they don't know who to even target.
Oh, no.
The mobility is all over the place.
Sanford, half HP. They're going all in here. Minana Evos, Sanford with a great wild charge. Might just go for the disengage, but guiding wind. Boyd AR takes down Carl TZ or takes him back to his team. And now flickers are burned. Hard guard is there as well, but still a little bit too tanky to deal with. Lord JM, he's going to survive with elapsed daylight.
Okay, just by looking at that moment, that's a 4.4k gold lead. And to answer more of the question on how could Echo could really bounce back as Minana Evos and need more damage, even to burst down Nancy AR or even Brusco. There's 2 support heroes rather, who's present right now in Minana Evos, and they need more damage to answer. We're looking at the reliant damage of Benecute, either for even Sanji. But mostly I'm looking at Benecute or just even Carl T. They're more on the big beefy dudes right now. And to rely on the damage, they need more time to even to reach late game. So they're more hungrier to get more of the objectives and also have a great target and know who to punish right away from Minana Evos.
Yeah, because Minana Evos, again, you feel and you see the effects of that big 4K gold lead. Boyd AR just picked up an Antique Ras. Now the Lord dance begins.
Yeah, half HP in the Lord. Brusco trying to hold it, but a lot of damage. No Petrify used here by Lord JM, but Lord JM has the hard guard, and Lord is secured by Minana Evos, and now Echo has to escape. The Orcas has to swim away. Benecute, though, with crossbow stand. Carl TZ goes down, and is now a 4v4, but look at the damage. Buoyant is surviving, and Benecute with a crucial sidestep, still with a crossbow stand, but he's a little bit too tanky to deal with. Goes to lands the AR, and he's able to escape, and that goes to fight. Doming AR survives. It's a 1-for-1, but the Lord goes to Minana.
Truth be told, that's the best case scenario for a team that's down 5K, right? You go for a trade.
True.
Yeah, speaking of change as well, that was a good entrance that we saw from Benny Cutie, from the sidestep that we saw from the Crab going and enter that team fight. It's a way of utilizing more of the passive that one can do. Because if he was up front of that team fight, the passive could proc much lower in terms of damage. We saw Benny Cutie fly, but one thing that's also lacking is the damage items that he can actually be used from Minana Evos. With this kind of gold lead, we're looking at time at the same moment, they need more ways to clear more of the waves. Minana Evos answered so much from their index, and now Echo is just suffering from most of the momentum that Minana Evos gained from early game.
Oh man, now you mentioned it. Yeah, Echo actually has relatively less than ideal wave clear. Like when the waves do come in and it's down to the defensive, Echo has to deal with all the minions the old-fashioned way. But Minana Evos, man, they push the advantage so far ahead. 3 of their 5 are on top of the gold charts right now. But here's one silver lining for Echo. Sanji's dealing a lot of damage, but they're not really finishing these fights.
The good part about Echo is that they could extend fights, and by extending it means delaying the fight itself. You have the Nuvaria, you also have a great support in the Florin. You kind of just want to disengage fights before they even happen.
And basically that brings us to the adage of not losing is not the same as winning. They have to find a way to win. By just standing there and saying, all right, let's keep going, might not spell victory for you, so they have to yet to find that window. Boy, they are taking control of this bush.
Oh no!
And there's a big catch!
A little bit too aggressive, but a hard guard is there, and Doming survives. And now Sanford might be the one to pay the price. And look at that, the Benedetta, Lord JM in a 2-man petrify. Goes for Benny Cutie, but Benny Cutie tried to fight a crossbow tag. He doesn't. And now Echo, 2-man down, and Carl Teasy decides to take the sacrificial play. The GOAT goes for the triple kill of Lord JM, and now Echo is in trouble.
Oh no, it's just Sanji and JP left. 2 softies. Here they come.
And they're gonna go dive in. Only Sanji is left. Can he defend the base? 5 seconds on Sanford. Electro final blow already used up in game 1. Is this real? Minana Evos takes game number 1.